I keep it kind of tight on the channel with boxing, with a lot of the boxing talk. But this is a fun weekend. But right now, Bob is having a Rico moment. It's my banana. Rico was looking down the road at Shy Method Man. Had the piece of banana hanging from his lip. I don't like that at all. No, I don't like that at all. That don't sit right. That's how Bob is right now. I only got this banana. I just finished this 10-day cleanse. No solid foods and everything. Just finished it yesterday. So I got these frozen bananas. But yeah, Bob is beside himself. Looking at like, man, Bob probably didn't even he didn't even care, didn't even know who Triller was a couple weeks ago. It's almost like in Scarface when Tony got back to Miami and Sosa called and he cussed Sosa out and hung up the phone on Sosa and said, "You want to go to war? We can go to war." And it was like 10 minutes. It wasn't even 10 minutes later. Like the shooters were at the gates. Like Bob want to go shoot, but he don't even have nobody to go shoot at because he can't touch Triller. Like he can't even get involved in Triller. He can't even get involved in Triller's business. So Bob is like, well, I'm gonna hit Eddie Hearn. I'm gonna hit him. Like, what can we do with this fight? What can we do with Joshua and Fury? How can we punch back? He mad as hell. Triller sitting here with nothing. Like, we got what we wanted. We can do what we want to do. We could throw some money around. There's going to be some fighters who want to fight on, that day. They can do what they want. Go get Lil Durk and Lil so-and-so and Lil so-and-so and make whatever event they want to make of it. And the promoters with real boxing business, with real rosters of fighters, they got to scramble. Like, damn, it's somebody new in the neighborhood making moves. Now, like I said, it's kind of funny to me because, in all seriousness, this weekend we got this fight tomorrow with Canelo Alvarez and Avni Yildirim. You may or may not have heard about it. It's on DAZN. But I'm pissed off now because that card took a hit. The co-main event with Julio, Cesar, Martinez. The man hurt his hand during fight week. What kind of drills were they doing on fight week for the fighter to hurt his hand? I haven't seen that before. Or I'm dumbfounded. So that really hurts that card to me because the main event really wasn't one that we all wanted. A lot of us didn't have big expectations for that. I forgot that Chris Eubank flattened Avni Yildirim. And Avni Yildirim is just this guy who's been in the way for the past 2 years because of boxing's the business of boxing. So now tomorrow, all you got to look forward to is if you care about heavyweights, you get to see Zhilei Zhang against Jerry Force. And is that fight entertaining? I don't know. I'm also interested in seeing Diego Pacheco and Alexis Espino, two youngsters. Both of those guys are super middleweights. If you factor in that Edgar Berlanga is out there as a youngster at super middleweight with a nice opponent named in Damon Nicholson, so it's some interest there. Oh, and then I forgot, the other thing on there is the debut of Keyshawn Davis. I forgot to mention that yesterday. So, sometimes you got to work to have some interest in some of these cards. But that doesn't mean, as someone who talks and covers boxing, that doesn't mean that I don't come on here, that I ignore the card and don't try to at least explain that there is something to watch for. Now, if you're not buying that, if you're not out there for that, I can't blame you. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it a buck. it wasn't intentional, but the whole Andre Durrell and Kyron Davis card on for the PBC, I forgot about it. I didn't receive any and maybe I'm out the loop. Maybe they did, maybe I didn't. Actually, I haven't been receiving the Fox stuff and the Fox media stuff. The communication to websites and media people has been very I don't know who's running that show anymore. But I didn't receive a single email I didn't receive any of the press releases. But like I said, maybe maybe I was critical of something. Maybe maybe my email address is off the list now. I don't know, but I haven't heard anything about it. I did see somebody yesterday that was on the call where I guess Darrell made some disparaging comments towards Kyron Davis. But in another way of looking at that, like, where are you in your career you want to make fun of the guy and belittle the guy, but where are you in your career that you're facing him? Like, somebody didn't think enough of you to give you a better opponent? So anyway, I'll check out the fight. I'll probably have it or keep, whether I watch it on another device or whatever, I don't know. I'll see. I do if the Ramos kid is on there, I get him and his uncle or his cousin mixed up. But the welterweight, the younger one. I thought he was super lightweight, but the younger one, I think his name might be Jesus. I do want to check him out. Vito Melnicki, if he's on there, that's what I'm saying. I don't even know what that card is. And that's like I'm saying, that's bad within itself. And that's why the title of the video is This Is Boxing. Like, you don't even give a damn about your product to even make sure that people even know about it properly. People actually have to work to get the details together to even tell somebody what the hell your product is on Saturday. That's crazy to me. We got a fight. It's a fight locally tonight. Same thing. No press releases. Couple raggedy ass pictures on Instagram. Couple cell phone pictures on Instagram, and that's the promotion for the event. Okay. Good luck with that. It is a little title fight, a little title up for grabs in the main event of the card. And I'm very familiar with the kid, the kid fighting for it. I wish him well, but frankly, I wasn't given enough communication. I had to work to go and help publicize the event for you. Like, what kind of man do you think I am? So if a tree falls in the forest and nobody is there to hear it, did it really fall or did it make it? I don't know. Shit, I don't know. But anyway, man, that's pretty much it. That's boxing, man. That's boxing. We'll see what happens next. And then, to think, there are other fights out there on the horizon that mean something. Like I said, March 13th is a phenomenal fight. Is a phenomenal fight between Roman Gonzalez and Juan Francisco Estrada. Very excited about that. A week later, you have March 20th, you have Virgil Ortiz Jr. and Maurice Hooker. It's some stuff out there. Even the fight that's planned for Emmanuel Navarrete and Christopher Diaz on Top Rank and ESPN. They don't have a location for it right now. I'm a huge fan of Emmanuel Navarrete, a feather. I think that's at featherweight. So it is some other stuff. It's another fight out there. I mean, we know that Showtime has the early April cards with Jaron Ennis and Lipinets that's out there. They haven't been announcing these fights. They've been waiting until like a week and a half. That's the lead time that you give fans to know that you have something coming on. The Broner fight was not officially announced, Broner and Santiago. It was not officially announced until like 10 days before the fight. Like, what the hell what are we even doing right now? you know? And I know part of it is the whole COVID situation and when fans can attend fights. That's why the Navarrete and Diaz fight is up in the air, because obviously they might have to look at holding it in Texas or Florida, the only places where you can have crowds right now. We also know that they continue to look at Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor. How can you put together a fight with a cat coming over from the UK? That's one issue, is getting the person into the States to have a fight. That's the lightweight, the super lightweight undisputed fight. They can't even get that together because they're still waiting to see. Hey, we've been going a year strong, or not a year. They've been going 9 months or whatever, holding these fights without crowds, and that's not sustainable. You can't do that indefinitely. So again, man, I'm not really trying to take unwarranted shots at the game. It's very challenging right now. It's very challenging for everybody involved. Like I was saying earlier, we can't sit here and act and treat this Triller situation like it's not an anomaly. In all of these big time fights that we want to see, it's not the same set of circumstances that made this moment possible. Like I said, I'm very interested to know, why can't if Sean Porter is the mandatory to Terrence Crawford, why can't that end up in a similar situation to where it goes to purse bid? The IBF with Teofimo and Kambosos Jr. is a mandatory situation that went down that path. What's holding this one up? I suspect that's something, some suction that Bob has with the WBO. How long does this does the sanctioning body sit here and act like they don't have any teeth to move the situation along? But this is boxing. It's the shit we got to deal with. Anyway, man, that was just, I wanted to come back on and kind of close that out and act like I got some sense. But I am extremely interested to know, how that card comes to fruition. What's the date that it's announced? Okay, now that you got it, what can Triller do with it? What's the lineup gonna be? What location, what venue? How do you present it to fans to make it, worth us tuning in? As it is, well, like I said, last question before I definitely get on the hype. Last question. One thing that's very odd to me that nobody never really talked about was Mayweather took the pay-per-view, pushed the pay-per-view price up to $75 and exited the game. And then everybody else who hadn't done a fraction of what Mayweather did just went and continued to do pay-per-views at that same price point. Had done none of the work to deserve that, but us silly-ass boxing fans in the United States, we just went on and continued to buy pay-per-views at that price point. How did everybody get there when everybody didn't build it up to be there? So my question becomes, did Triller, is that one thing where Triller is on, like maybe 75 is too much, we're going to bring it down to 55 or 60? I don't know. I'm just thinking it through. But anyway, man, that's it, man. Bite Down Boxing. This is boxing. Another rant. The whole 4080 thing is just a homage to A Tribe Called Quest. But again, don't let them count you out. Pay me no mind. Sports and entertainment. You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. Have a great weekend, man. And if you ain't watching boxing, go do something more enjoyable. The snow is off the ground. I can get outside this weekend. I'm going to make the most of it. One.